Everyone, my name is Caleb Gregory. It is Monday, October 27th, and I want to share with you the most bullish option flows of today, how we can use them to make a trade tomorrow to hopefully print some profit. All right. So before I go too deep into that, be sure to check the link in my description. That is to my free newsletter where I share this information every day in written form as well. So you can get a nice bundled up, more polished package than just this YouTube video. But I'm going to go screen share, actually show you the option flows of today, some incredibly bullish flow, and I'm going to highlight two particular contracts that I want to zero in on because I think giving you too much information is just as bad as not enough. So we're going to focus on the two most bullish option flows of the day and how we can use those to make money. So if you're new here, press that subscribe button. Please subscribe to our YouTube. This is going to be a daily feature. We're just going to provide you with value and daily driven content from the market to help people like you make money. So let's go screen share. All right. So the first one we have up is ticker ASST. It's a Bitcoin treasury company. So basically what we saw today is the stock is up 51% to $1.67 per share at the time of this recording. But what we saw that is abnormal is over $40 million came in on calls today, only 1.52 million on puts. So basically what we're seeing is an incredibly distressed position that's starting to get some clarity. They did some really bad financing. But the reality is they do have a ton of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And should Bitcoin continue to increase in value, so too should ASST go up in value. So what we're seeing is Bitcoin is beginning to rally. ASST, which was probably oversold, is beginning to rally too. And big money, incredibly bullish on upsides. So you see a variety of different contracts were being hit here, some out in 27, a lot out in 26, and some as recent as this week on 10/31 expiration dates as we scroll down here. So basically what people are thinking is the ASST can go on a multi-day run. So obviously, it's a huge run today. Some things I would look for is you need to see continued action in the pre-market and post-market, or excuse me, in the post-market tonight, pre-market tomorrow. I think ASST can be a big winner. So I think this stock could revisit the $4 or $5 mark sooner than later. I think it could really squeeze hard. So while we are using the options chain here to see how bullish and a ton of big money came in today, I just own shares outright. So I did not buy any option contracts. To me, shares are a more conservative position, but I still can very well feel the effect of it if this squeeze does happen. It's looking very comparable to something like Beyond BYND that squeezed last week, something that just gets beat down to micro pennies that is heavily shorted to eventually squeezing really hard. Obviously, today is a good indicator, jumping 50%. But I would look for that continued upside, a ton of volume on this one today. But we want to keep an eye on the options chain tomorrow. But I think this could be a real squeezer. The options chain is telling me the same thing with the incredible volume that came in on bullish calls. I'm super bullish on this one in the short term that it pumps higher. Just my personal opinion, of course. You should do your own research. This is a risky play, but definitely something that you should pay attention to. So there's one other that I want to look at for the day, and that is this particular contract. It's BMNR, the $32 call that expires this Friday. So this one, like this blew my whole video up because I was about to record my video. This happened in the last 10 minutes of the market. We pivot when we have to, right? So in the last 10 minutes of the market, you see it starts at 350. A $1 million contract comes through all the way up to 357. So in about a 7-minute span, nearly $18 million and 57 separate orders was dropped on this $32 call, which is obviously a call that's already in the money. But someone is betting on BMNR having a great week, and it's obviously started off pretty well today. But the week is early. So this is conviction, guys. This is bullish conviction here. When you see some whale or series of whales or institutions load up this big in the last hour, this was intentional. They did not want these contracts to be going on all day. They waited for the last 10 minutes so that not a lot of people could react, so they could leave you chasing at the opening bell tomorrow. So I do like this a lot. This is incredibly abnormal. One of the things that we look for in option flows is you want abnormal volume and you want it to be urgent. And I see both of those things here due to the time frame that it was done in. So what you need to watch is the open tomorrow. If the stock doesn't move too much in the pre-market, post-market, it could be worth a quick trade. Once again, understand your own risk tolerances, your own sizing, and things like that. But this is something that I'm absolutely looking at for a trade tomorrow, depending on how things shake out and what they could be. But BMNR, another crypto company. So we're kind of focusing on two crypto companies today, but we just follow where the bullish flow leads us. And that's where it led us to today. So that being said, take a look at these. Sign up to my email newsletter. I'll be writing more about these two in the morning. It'll come out pre-market. It'll just help you game plan for what's going on here. Our goal is just to distribute information out on what we see watching these flows. I do this full time, so I do it every day, all day, every day while the market's open. So I get used to seeing abnormal things. I know, understand when things are pretty normal and usual, and then things when things are pretty interesting. And this one caught my eye for sure as being interesting, happening this late in the day and that high volume crammed in a 7 minute span at the end of the day, right before the market closes. So we'll have more updates in our writing in the morning. Be sure to click that link in the description to sign up for that. For me, this is Caleb Gregory. Thank you for watching this video. Hope that it was helpful. Hope that you get used to using these option flows to make money in the markets. And until next time, we will talk soon.